We got secrets, lies, people coming back from the dead, hot couples, and strong friendships. This tea is coming right up on Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists after the secrets.
Can't keep a secret if one of them is there.
So yes, The Perfectionist was written as a book by Sarah Shepard, but however, Sarah Shepard and Marlene King decided to collaborate on the effort to bring Pretty Little Liars back as a spin-off. And the premise of The Perfectionist is that Allison wants to get a fresh start. As she states in the pilot, she wants to go from mean girl to mentor, which is the reason why she originally got accepted in her faculty position into Beacon Heights University. In the opening scene, after Allison arrives at her new house, which is already pretty mysterious, she hears a noise, but who? None other is in the house than Mona. And what does she decide to bring? Some pie. And as you know, if you did watch the original Pretty Little Liars series, Mona is freaking psycho, or at least we thought until she got her therapy. But did Mona really change? What's Mona's reason for actually needing to be in Beacon Heights? I have a lot of theories about it, but as we know from Pretty Little Liars and the whole Rosewood community, everything happens for a reason. Allison even says that there are no coincidences. What's revealed is that Mona is the one that forwarded Allie's application for faculty review to be accepted into the university. So it's already a theory there as to why does Mona want to help Allie? And Allie even addresses it saying, why didn't you tell me? And Mona comes back with her saying, would you have come if I told you? And throughout the scene, as Allie puts away the pie back in the fridge, you can tell she's a little weary of Mona because you can tell from the past history. Is Allie going to be able to take the steps forward to actually trust Mona? But later in that scene, you see Mona talking to herself in the mirror. So is the bitch still crazy? What's also brought up in that scene is Allie's relationship with Emily and her children. So hopefully this is gonna be a little bit of foreshadow as we go into the rest of the series. And Allie says that her and Emily are happy together, but that there's still so many trust issues that's another reason why Allie needed to get away, and that there seems to be a slight strain on the relationship, but they still have their two happy kids. As Allie and Mona are walking through the campus, what's brought up is Taylor Hotchkiss, and she is a girl who committed suicide a year prior to and is now being brought up. The Hotchkisses, however, do own Beacon Heights University and what's called Beacon Guard, which is the school's security system. It's also revealed that she is the sister of Nolan Hotchkiss, who's the college hottie, the jock on campus. And then what's also a little crazy is that Allie lives in this girl's house. So we need to start putting a little 2 and 2 together between Taylor and Allison. And so now we finally have 3 new liars played by Sydney Parks, Sophia Carson, and Eli Brown. Right now, my personal favorite is Sophia. She's cool. And also she mentions that she's a YouTube personality and an influencer, and that's how she pays for college. So I'm like, girl, same. And the book that they were supposed to read over the summer is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which is a murder fantasy story. And the point that's made by Sydney Parks' character, she plays Caitlin on the show.
Is it okay to murder a murderer?
And I think that's gonna be the overall theme. And we're finally introduced to the jock on campus, Nolan Hotchkiss, who seems to be a complete douche. He then goes on to say,
payback's a bitch. Characters got what they deserved. They did terrible things, and they got terrible things done to them. I thought you'd appreciate that worldview, Miss De Laurentiis.
he knows some of Allie's history. And the 4 liars get together after class and they say they thought things would be different this year. However, Taylor Hotchkiss is now dead. So obviously there's gonna create a dynamic and a strain within the group. We as viewers don't really know much about their year prior to. At this point, Allie's a little pissed. So she goes straight to Mona and is like, what did you say to Nolan Hotchkiss and the rest of his family about me? Mona denies that she said anything. However, the only thing is that she pushed forward the application so they would accept Allie into the university. Mona does reveal that Nolan Hotchkiss is smart and dangerous and that he should not be at this school. Moving on, so what's also revealed in the first couple minutes of the episode is that Caitlin is dating Nolan. But then now, Caitlin is naked and hanging out with this banging Brit named Jeremy.
It's getting so hot.
And then it's also revealed that Nolan has some shiz on Caitlyn and why they have to stay in that perfect relationship. The situation is that Caitlyn's mom has a heavy political career and stakes as a public figure. So what Nolan figured out and got the screenshots and the blackmail for Caitlyn is that Caitlyn's mom cheated and is hooking up and having an affair. And so Nolan has the pictures of this and is using that against Caitlyn to keep them in the perfect relationship. Why? We don't know. And now we got a whole new love triangle. So the next scene after that, we have Ava and Nolan, who are now apparently in a secret relationship. I feel like these friends are just passing the homie around, like. And then after they finish up at the pool scene, we finally get to meet.
When she was little, my daughter used to love to sit up here and watch our parties. Mrs. Hotchkiss.
Claire Hotchkiss, who's played by Kelly Rutherford, who comes from Gossip Girl. Basically, they're playing the same character, which I find iconic and funny. And then the chemistry between the mom and Nolan, I'm sensing that Nolan is a little scared of his mom. So what could Claire have on Nolan at the end of the day? Like, why is there such a weird family dynamic going on here? After Nolan walks away, Claire makes a phone call to Beacon Guard, ordering extra surveillance on BH5. They respond saying, but ma'am, that's your son. She says, basically she's like, I don't care. I want extra surveillance on him. So the thing now is just, what is BH1 through 4? One could assume that BH1 through 4 could be Allie, Caitlyn, Dylan, and Ava. We finally get a little bit of a bitch show-off going down in the first episode of Pretty Little Liars Perfectionists, coming between Claire and Allie. And it's not so much like mean girl versus mean girl, it's just like who's gonna outsmart the other. So Claire creates a resemblance between Allie and Taylor, saying they're so much alike. Taylor was also going to become a teacher like Allie. So I kind of find that interesting that Allie feels this perfect placeholder in this society. And also at this welcome back party, we find out Hot Jock Nolan is not straight. He's gay, or at least bisexual. And so Dylan has an argument with Nolan because Dylan feels that Nolan is moving in on his guy, Andrew, which is such a cute relationship. And thank you, Marlene. This is representation. We got 3 gay people, 3 gay guys in a TV show, starting from the pilot.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Minutes later, Allie decides to go up to Caitlyn about her paper. Caitlyn goes on that she has a very peculiar fantasy about getting rid of someone. And then this is also one of the first attempts that we see Allie wanting to help the kids. She says it to others, such as Claire and Mona, saying that she really wants to connect and help these kids. And now she's making the first effort talking to Caitlyn and saying, let me help you. I know what's going on. I know that Nolan is with Ava. I know you and Nolan are not happy. Let me help you. And Caitlyn's just like, keep your nose out of the business. You're gonna get hurt. Like, don't get involved and leave us alone. And we've heard this all before with the original Liars. And I think that Allie sees herself and the kids and that she wants to help them, not only academically, but whatever messed up situation that they're in. And then as we come back, ooh la la, we got chemistry between Dylan and Nolan with an extremely hot makeout scene between the guys. And I'm just like, wow, so that's what happened the last year? And so the next scene that we see is that Allie is speaking to Dylan about how he wrote Ava and Nolan's papers. So Allie, is she being helpful? Or is she kind of being like old Allie? Because she blackmails in a low-key subtext way Dylan, saying like, you either have to tell me who wrote these papers and who's plagiarizing, or I'm gonna expel you from the university, or don't even mention that to me, but let me help you get out of this situation. So Allie's proposing like 3 different ultimatums right now towards Dylan, who's clearly stressed out and has to tell the secrets and spill the tea. And as I mentioned earlier, there's some discourse between Nolan and Claire, and they do not like Ava's family, who I am assuming we're gonna find a little bit more information about going into the rest of the show. As we find out that Claire does not like Ava's family, maybe that's the reason for why Nolan decided to hook up with a different girl in Ava's bed as she walked into her dorm, which is nasty and disgusting. But it seems like Nolan's reaction, he was just like, okay, bye, I only want to do for sex, I did not want to be with you in a relationship. Like, it seems very forced, which I think Claire is behind that. But I think I spoke a little bit too soon. The bitch is alive. Taylor Hotchkiss, Nolan's sister, is alive. So she didn't actually commit suicide, she faked her death. Let's talk about the resemblance. Originally, Allison also faked her death, leaving Rosewood. So, Marlene King, what's this uncanny resemblance? As Nolan arrives at the cabin that Taylor Hotchkiss has been staying in, we also see a second car that pulls up behind Nolan but never walks in, but stays in the woods around that time. So, who is that? As the scene plays out between Nolan and Taylor, it's revealed that Taylor has been spying on the Beacon Guard system and seeing what they're getting into. So I think Nolan and Taylor have some sort of partnership with each other, and they want to try and figure out what their mom's overall plan is. So are they the good guys in this? What Taylor also reveals is that Beacon Guard is spying on a select couple of students, and now we see including Nolan, which is why I think BH 1 through 4 is the rest of the liars. Following thereafter, the liars, Caitlin, Ava, and Dylan all meet in the woods and have a very, very interesting conversation. Caitlin gets to the point where she's like, what if Nolan just dies? Like, what if someone murders him? And they begin to bounce off of each other, and she's just like, what if he's pushed off of Thorn Hall and lands right on the spikes in front of it? Which is very, very vivid. Has she been thinking about this? At the end of the scene, you hear a twig break, and the liars are like, guys, we should go. So obviously someone was watching and someone was listening. And so finally, everything begins to unravel. Allison peels back the wallpaper to reveal blood on drywall, spelling out they're watching. Besides Beacon Guard, if it is Beacon Guard, who specifically is watching them? And at the same time, could you guess it, Nolan is on top of Thorn Hall telling someone that Taylor Hotchkiss is alive. Moments thereafter, Nolan is pushed off.
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god!
By this mysterious person and lands exactly on the spikes, just like how Caitlin predicted. Could you say, if you put 2 and 2 together, that the person watching in the woods was the same person who killed Nolan? Because they all have an alibi at this point, so who really killed Nolan? And so after it all, we see crazy Mona skedaddle into the bathroom, kicking another girl out, and she's talking directly into the mirror that we did see earlier in the episode, but now she's actually talking to someone, and she's had an earpiece with her the entire time, and she's basically yelling, saying, what just happened? Was this our fault? Who is us? Who is who is she talking to? Seconds later, it's revealed that she's speaking to Beacon Guard, who has an underground setup and has like many televisions, and they've been watching everyone. So is Mona working with Beacon Guard? The questions, the secrets, the lies, there is just so much, and it's blowing my mind. I have absolutely loved this first episode of Pretty Little Liars, the Perfectionists. I think this is where the next 8 years of my life is going to go. So therefore, I'm like, why not keep this after show going on for another 8 years? I'm gonna be 29. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Make sure you comment down below, and we're gonna talk about it all. If you have any questions, send it to me and I will answer it on next week's episode. Now, with all the tea that's been spilled today, can you keep this a secret? Shh.